Hey, welcome to the Monday Independent Consultants Stand Up. Today, I want to focus our topic. Oh, well, first, let me just say if you haven't been to one of these stand ups yet, my goal on Monday mornings, it's actually the afternoon, but my goal on Monday, let's say, is to help you take a step away from the details and down in the weeds and really look at your consulting business from the bigger picture so that you can achieve your revenue goals, achieve your schedule flexibility goals, achieve your impact goals. So that is overall why we're here. And today's topic is your consulting business stagnating? And the three most common reasons why it is if you're in that bucket. So, in working with hundreds of different independent consultants, there's really three main themes that I see come out when we look at independent consulting businesses that are stalling or stagnating. And by stalling or stagnating, I really mean you haven't increased your revenue year over year. You haven't increased your profit year over year. You haven't been able to figure out the way to work less while you're doing that. Those are the three kind of telltale signs that you're stagnating in some way. So, with that, if you're in that boat, no problem. That's why we're here today. I want to talk with you about the three themes that I see that are creating this stagnation or feeling stuck in your consulting business so that you can do something about them. The first is the first theme that I see are those consultants who have got some project work under their belts. They've got clients, a roster of past clients they can point to, and so they've had some success as an independent consultant. But what I find causes those types of consultants to stagnate or stall at the current revenue level, at their current number of hours worked every week level, is a fear that they can't handle more work. So this is such an interesting dynamic because it's almost like not wanting to succeed because of fear of success, right? If I land, the thought around this would be I can barely handle what I've got. I can't possibly handle more. And so it's kind of like putting a Heisman out there to any new business that you're just really not even energetically or mentally open for new business, even though maybe on paper you're saying to yourself, I'm ready for new business, I want new business, but mentally you are not ready. I see this time and time again. One of the easiest fixes to this is figuring out how can you increase your capacity to take on more clients without adding more overwhelm or busyness or stress. So for some of you, the answer might be I need to work on my recruiting pipeline to find some subs that I can trust, to have myself a bench that then when the work comes in, I know how I'm going to cover it. For others, it might be I need to figure out how to productize what I'm doing so that I'm not kind of recreating the wheel every time and I can create efficiencies into my business. Those are a couple of examples of how to address this situation where you're basically stalling any opportunity coming to you because you don't think you can handle the work, and really putting those different techniques into place so that you can find a way to increase the capacity and energetically bring in more business, be open to more business. It's amazing how when this is a whole nother topic, but it's amazing how when you actually are open to the business and excited to take it on, how many more opportunities actually will come your way than when you feel kind of resistant to it or closed off to it because of this type of stress. How many opportunities don't come your way? It's really fascinating without you really changing anything but just the energetic side of it. What a difference and a shift it can make. And that's a topic for an entirely other day because it's a fascinating kind of brain science. But in the meantime, if you're thinking if you notice that you're resistant to new work, you might be going through all the actions to create a pipeline, but nothing's happening. Look at this and ask yourself, how confident am I that I can handle an additional client right now? and take a test around that and figure out if you fall into this bucket of someone who's kind of putting the Heisman out there to new business because you're really underlying it all worried that you can't fulfill the business if you get it without adding to the stress and overwhelm. Number two most common reason that you could be stagnating in your consulting business is that you're worried that kind of another take on this, but you're worried you're going to fail if you land that next client. So it's not necessarily about your capacity in this case. What I find is another way to say this is I find so many consultants who aren't 100% sold on what they do and the value that they deliver to their clients. And so as a result, they're kind of putting the skids on their sales and business development process as a result. It's almost like don't be afraid of what you ask for, right? So think about it from your perspective. If you fall into this boat where you are really hesitant about bringing on new business, maybe logically you can do it, but under the covers, you're potentially suffering from some form of imposter syndrome, and you're worried that you're not going to deliver what it is that the client needs. Really look at this, and that's one of the reasons why your business isn't growing. It's not because you're not capable of delivering those results. I guarantee if you're here listening, you probably are. I don't want to guarantee anything. I don't know you, but you are out there as a consultant because you've got this experience and this wealth of knowledge. So figure out where you might be worried that you're going to fail in delivering for those clients, not living up to their expectations, or potentially at risk of being exposed as a fraud. And that's where your work is. That's where your work is, to break past this plateau in your business. And the third area that I see as a common thread for those of you who are stuck or stagnating in your consulting business is some form of fear of rejection. Like you're afraid that if you increase your rates, for example, the client is going to no longer want to work with you. Or if you switch your rate structure from hourly or daily into more of a value-based pricing, your current client or your whole kind of roster of clients won't want to work with you anymore. And that could happen, actually, right? That happens. But the question more is, am I afraid that I can't find new business in this new business model I'm trying to grow into? That's the fear. That's what's keeping you stuck, continuously justifying working on an hourly rate or a daily rate and not transforming your business into one that's based on the value you're providing. And therefore you're not stuck trying to work some number of hours or days in a month to make your revenue number. Or another example might be you want to start enforcing client boundaries because they're calling you all hours of the day and night, and this is not what you signed up for. You didn't want to recreate your corporate job. You want to answer to yourself, but you're not enforcing those boundaries because you're afraid the client isn't going to find value in you, in what you do. And so you're consistently compromising on your own standards as it relates to the schedule that you're trying to build, the business model, which includes the schedule that you're trying to create for yourself as a business owner. This is another example where the theme is a fear of rejection, a fear of losing that business and not being able to replace it if you stand up for what you need and want as a business owner and as someone who's delivering value to those consultants. To those consulting clients, rather. So those are the three themes that I see over and over again that are keeping people stuck in their current earning level, in their current profitability level, in their current schedule that they're keeping, and whether or not they're able to take vacations or not, or time off, or create the lifestyle around the consulting business, which is one of the reasons why you became a consultant in the first place, right? So look at your business. If you're stagnating, which again means you're not growing year over year from a revenue perspective, from a profitability perspective, and having the ability to have more flexibility at the same time in your schedule. If you're not accomplishing those three things, then look under the covers and figure out what is the root cause. Is it because you're worried you actually can't handle the work if you get it from a capacity perspective? Or is it because you're worried you're going to fail somehow and not deliver the value that the client is looking, that you're some form of an imposter? Or is it the third reason, which is you're afraid of rejection at some level? You're afraid that no one's going to buy this new thing, this new service that you have to offer in the way you want to deliver it. And so you just keep compromising yourself with those old kind of standby rates that you used to charge, the old standby clients that you're used to working with. Those are the three main root causes. And that will give you the blueprint of where to start looking and working on yourself and on your business once you understand those root causes. If you would like some help with this, let me just put this little URL up here for you. If you would like some help with this, I just created a new really fun program that that's super easy to sign up for. It's called the IC Success Blueprint. And I'll give you, if you would like to participate in this, I will give you an assessment so you can really get a good understanding of where you're at right now relative to your business goals. And then after you complete that assessment, we'll spend an hour on a Zoom call in a deep dive session, really getting clear on what your particular roadblocks are and why you're not achieving the business model that is your ultimate goal. And then finally, we'll put a plan in place for you to move forward and start taking action against that overall business goal that you've got and start overcoming those obstacles. So if that sounds like something that you want to help you move into the new year, especially making progress in your consulting business, then go over to icblueprint.com and there are more details there and you can get signed up. All right. I look forward to meeting you. Go sign up for one of those blueprint calls and we'll see you again next Monday. Take care.